Hello friend, I want to tell you about the Seat Toledo car. The Seat Toledo has been on the market since 1991. The first generation was offered as a sedan. The car was built on the Volkswagen Golf II platform, and its styling was handled by Giorgetto Giugiaro. The second generation entered the market in 1998. It was created on the same principles as its predecessor, a platform from a German compact and design developed by Giugiaro. The basic 1.4-liter petrol version was only offered on some markets, and you can't count on finding a Toledo 3 in Europe with such an engine. The safest option is the 1.6-liter engine, which practically never breaks down. Fuel consumption in the city? From 9 to 11 L/100 kilometers, depending on driving style. Unfortunately, this unit can't handle accelerating the Spanish minivan. The car accelerates from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in less than 13 seconds. The offer also includes direct fuel injection engines marked with the symbols TSI, FSI, and TFSI. They provide sensational dynamics, but they are not free from defects. In the FSI and TFSI units, carbon deposits settle on the valves, and in the 1.8 TSI, there is an additional problem with the timing chain stretching excessively. Those who decide to go for the diesel engine have a choice, just like with the petrol versions, of either dynamics or reliability. Those who decide to go for the 1.9 TDI variant will certainly be happy with the rare visits to the mechanic, but after some time they will start to complain about poor flexibility and problems with overtaking other cars. The sprint from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour lasting 12.4 seconds can hardly be called dynamic. In addition, in models with higher mileage, the turbocharger or unit injectors may be damaged. There are also cases of increased engine oil consumption. In turn, the 2.0 TDI engine, although quite energetic, struggles with many serious failures. A cracked head, injector, or dual-mass flywheel failures are problems that will appear sooner or later. To make matters worse, in versions with a DPF filter used in the city, it often becomes clogged. The Seat Toledo 3's drive system does not differ from the brand standards. The engine is placed transversely, and regardless of the version, the drive is transmitted exclusively to the front wheels. There are 4 transmissions on offer: 5 and 6-speed manual, 6-speed automatic, and automated dual-clutch DSG. The Spanish minivan's front suspension uses McPherson struts, while the rear suspension uses an independent wishbone system. The car has not been tested by Euro NCAP, but the Altea, which is similar in terms of bodywork and technology, has scored 5 stars in such tests, so it can be assumed that the Toledo 3 provides a similar level of safety. The Seat Toledo 3 owners are plagued by electrical problems. In some cars, the electric windows jam, in others, the heated mirrors fail, and in still others, light bulbs burn out all the time. These are not serious failures, but their accumulation is annoying. An illuminated airbag light is a sign that the connector under one of the seats responsible for their proper functioning has disconnected. I advise against buying cars with a DSG gearbox, in which after a mileage of over 200,000 kilometers, there may be problems with mechatronics and bearings. In the rear suspension, metal rubber elements and stabilizer links are damaged quite quickly. Some buttons and plastics in the cockpit are also not very durable. Paint is rubbing off. But this is a problem typical of many Volkswagen Group cars. You can't count on the famous German quality in this case, and it's all because of savings. What else can fail in a Spanish minivan? First of all, the little things. The locks, the rear window washer, and the boot lid supports. The air conditioning sometimes fails. The excellent anti-corrosion protection deserves praise. Even in cars from the beginning of production, there is not the slightest rust spot visible. If such spots appear, it is certainly a model that was not professionally repaired after an accident. Suck. The Seat Toledo 3 is a mix of a minivan and a sedan. Successful? As sales results have shown, the car was not very popular, so when preparing its successor, the Spaniards gave up on unconventional solutions. What did potential customers not appreciate? A very spacious interior with a huge 500-liter boot, a rich engine range, good driving characteristics and performance, and a modern design. The advantage of Spanish construction is also the availability of cheap replacements. Disadvantages? Emergency more powerful engines, poor quality of interior finish, lack of expressive character, and faulty electrics. Thanks for listening to me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and rate my video. If you know of any problems with this car that I haven't mentioned, be sure to write about them in the comments.